Can y'all do this? Can y'all move your nostrils? A woman of many talents. Hi, I just want to say that I'm still figuring out the sound in this new house. So the sound is gonna be a little bit crunchy. There's gonna be a little bit of background noise from the street, from my computer. This house is still very empty, so it's a little bit echoey. Like, it's not horrible, it's watchable, but the sound is weird, so yeah. Please bear with me. I'm fixing that. Subscribe and watch my videos till the end so I can buy a microphone. Thank you. Welcome to my channel. It's all over the place. Yes, I did not disappear. And welcome to a new ugly background. This one is prettier and it's gonna get prettier because it's mine, paid with my money for rent, but still all mine. I don't have to share this with anyone. I don't have to worry about doing makeup 3 a.m. and waking other people up. The only thing I have to worry is that I don't have curtains yet. Those are the rods, and there might be people watching me being like, what the fuck? I don't care. Hi. Let's watch together this grow and change and be a little bit prettier because the laundry basket is still here. Maybe I'm just gonna leave the laundry basket as like recurring decoration, I don't know. Anyways, welcome to my favorites of 2021, part 1. Yes, there's gonna be 2 parts because this one is just the first semester and then I'm gonna do a second semester. Yeah, these are my favorite K-pop songs from 2021. So you tell me, isn't it a little bit late for talking about 2021? We're almost in April, or at least I'm recording this in April. God knows when I'm gonna edit. Isn't it a little bit late? No, because first of all, I'm still processing 2021. I'm still processing 2020, to be fair. But second of all, I just want to talk about the songs that I like, and I think I have impeccable taste, and I think I need to share this with everyone. It's like a gift, you know? Anyways, I did put myself some rules on this. I wanted to limit this to 25 songs. I did not. I did 40, but some of these are like honorable mentions. And I did wanted to pick 1 song from each artist. Otherwise, this would be like a full album from a group that I really like or things like that. I wanted to be more fair, and I do know that I'm very multi and listen to a lot of things, so this is more interesting. Also, more disclaimers because I don't know. Just need to make some things clear. If there's a song here that you don't like from a group you don't like, that's okay, that's fine. You're gonna be fine. I'm gonna be fine, we'll all survive. Just because I don't mention a group doesn't mean that I hate them. If we end up having different taste, and if I end up not mentioning something that you like, it's okay. It's fine, I promise. Like, we're gonna be fine, all of us. Also, that said, my comment section, it's not a place for fan wars. You can criticize, you can say things that you like and you don't like, but if I see any sort of hate towards a group, I will be deleting the comment and blocking you because this is my channel and I can do whatever I want. Also, I'll leave a playlist, obviously. And yeah, let's start. And let's talk about the fact that I did do a playlist at the beginning of the year, last year, with groups that I didn't know yet. I talked about that in my last video. If you didn't watch my last video where I put beads in my eyelashes and talked about Ace, please do. It's right here. Or here, I don't know. So I basically did a playlist with my friend with songs from groups that we wanted to get to know. And we actually ended up getting a lot of new favorites from there. One of them, I'm reading the script, bad memory. One of them is Victon. So Victon released What I Said last year, right at the beginning of the year, and apparently they were supposed to release that in 2020, got postponed. But yeah, they ended up releasing in January, and it's a really good song. It's a very addictive song. It's very catchy. It's very much an earworm, and I was listening to it for about like 3 months. That song ended up in my top 5, and my top 5 was very, it wasn't exactly unpredictable, but still I expected more newer songs and ended up being a bunch of Ace songs. But this song ended up in my top 5 most listened. Yeah, I don't know what they put in the song. I don't know what is it. I don't know why. It's so catchy. It's a great song, but it's like something else. I swear I spent those 3 months waking up thinking about that song. Waking up with Sungwoo's voice in my head. That was how much got stuck in my brain. And I hope that Victon makes another comeback. The newer one is really good, but I want another one. And that was just the beginning of the year. Like, we started like that. Victon just starts the year just flying, kicking the door. Next up, we have Burn It by Golden Child. I was a complete clown when it came to the song because I was just telling my friend, not that I hate, but I usually don't really like, it's not my favorite type of thing, music videos that have a bunch of story and they're like longer and they interrupt the song in the middle just to keep going with the storyline and the plot. I personally don't really like that, but not even an hour later, we watched Burn It and I was like, oh my god, no, she's turning into a zombie. Spoilers, I guess. Watch that music video, it's really good. It's like a movie and it's really like compelling. On top of that, the song is really good. I always say that Golden Child are like stylistically the children of Infinite and Newest, but like Latin. I stand by that and I stand by the other one that's gonna be on part 2, but yeah, really good song, great choreography. And do you have anything you want to say? That's something that's not gonna change, so. The interruptions by Sunday are also a very important part of the videos. So, anyways, what was I saying? Right, Golden Child. Great song, great group, great music video, even though it has a storyline. I was hooked, I cannot lie. Another group that was in the list of, I kinda need to stand. Definitely have been keeping an eye on them since debut, but I haven't stand yet. But I do like them a lot, is Everglow. And I always say that I'm gonna stand them, like trying to learn more and more about them, but I end up not doing it. But I still like them like a lot. Musically, absolutely perfect. First, a masterpiece. I love that song so much. It's so interesting, it's so powerful, it's so dramatic, those strings. The first chorus drop is so good, and the choreography and of course the fashion is absolutely impeccable. It's so different, it's so unique, so beautiful. I cannot get tired of First and I cannot get tired of Everglow. And it's interesting because up until some point Everglow was kind of a hit or miss for me. I really liked their debut, but I really didn't like some of their other comebacks after that. But they did La Di Da, which was my #1 favorite 2020 song. And then this, Forest, is definitely a winner. But of course, the one group I kept saying that I was gonna stan or that I knew already, I should have stan ever since debut, because I thought of that, it's obviously Ace. Again, refer to the previous video. I don't think I've ever developed like admiration for a group in such a short time, ever since day 6. Like, I like a lot of groups, but the way I connect with them is always different. And so the connection that I got with Ace was very interesting, very strong, and very fast. So this year they released in the first semester a few things, and they released a whole album, which was an album that I actually bought. You can't see, but it's there somewhere, which I don't do a lot. Albums here are expensive. I did buy that album because I think the concept is absolutely beautiful. The name of the album is Siren Dawn, and the title track was Higher. I do like Higher, but that album has a song called Atlantis. Ever since the like highlight medley, which I don't usually watch, I was completely hooked on that song. The vocals are amazing, and the song is co-written by Kino from Pentagon. And it's interesting because I could actually see like his style in a way that could be a Pentagon song. However, the way that it was made, the final product, I don't think that anyone else would do it so beautifully as Ace. Maybe Pentagon would do it like in a different way, but the final product is definitely very much Ace, and it's beautiful and it's amazing. If you haven't heard it, there are a few clips I think on YouTube of them singing this live. It makes a difference because they're all very good vocalists, all of them, all 5 of them, no exception, and this is one of the biggest charms that Ace has, okay? Agora para de bagunçar enquanto eu gravo. Also, I like some parts of the arrangement make it feel underwater, which makes sense because the name of the song is Atlantis. Another song called Atlantis. It's Shiny's Atlantis, so Shiny is back. I mean, right now not really, but at that point in time, SHINee was back, which is always a blessing to all of us. And in my head, as someone who knows SHINee for like 10 years, they always have like these two sides, like two main moods. One is like, we can do whatever we want and we can pull it off beautifully, which is more like experimental, I guess. And like the essential SHINee, which is more pop, but in a certain like elevated quality, whatever that means. Sometimes they overlap, but I think that this comeback was like one or the other, where I think that where Don't Call Me was more of a different vibe, at least for SHINee, and Atlantis was very SHINee. And I really like it. The colors in the music video are amazing. Orange and teal thing going on. And the song is pure SHINee. It kind of reminds me like the very older songs like Love Like Oxygen, which is a song that I really like. It's still fresh and trendy, but like in a mature way, which is something that only them could do. Because in a way, a lot of the trends going on in K-pop right now were kind of set by them. It's a little bit of a reminder. And also, like I said with the previous song, it sounds like a song underwater, and they say it's like we're on the water in the song, and the arrangement complements it, and it's so nice, it's so beautiful. I love it. I love that song. I overplayed it a lot, but it's really good. The whole album, it's pretty good, obviously. It's SHINee. Now we go back to Pentagon. I absolutely adore Do or Not. Pentagon can do anything. Let's just start there. But I do like their brighter side. Do or Not, it's really not like everything they've done before. And there's some title tracks. Well, critical beauty if you think about it, but not really. It's more of a pop rock track with kind of like a rockabilly retro sound in the harmonies. The song starts in a key and then there's a key change, but it's not really a key change. It's jarring, but at the same time it flows very well. Like, I don't know how to explain how that song works musically. It's so interesting the way that it progresses, and it's so nice, and it always makes me go, oh, look at that, even though I've listened to the song many times. Also, the boys of Pentagon really have the knack for writing extremely catchy, sing-along worthy songs. You wanna yell with them. They always have this catchy lyric that you have to do it with them. So what, I don't care? Yes! I'm here with you singing. Next up is the Song of the Year. And it's not exactly my number one favorite, but it's definitely the most dense, most repeated, and most mentioned K-pop song in the entirety of 2021. I had this opinion in the first semester, and now we are well into 2022, and I still stand by it. And it's obviously Next Level by aespa. Everyone did this thing. Everyone was saying Nav is calling. Look at Juhan from Monsta X. That's me. That's exactly how I feel about Next Level. It's addictive, it's exciting, it's different. It makes me want to sing along, it makes me want to dance along even though I'm bad at dancing. And it's different, it has the whole rhythm change that SM tends to do from time to time, which I'm not scared of. I was raised by I Got a Boy and Rising Sun. Rising Sun is actually one of my favorite songs ever. It's obviously not every song that is gonna be made like that is gonna work or make sense, but Next Level does. For me, it's kind of like a musical. The whole song lyric is connected to their lore. So it's kind of like they're saying we're on the next level, we're powerful. Then they stop and tell, oh, this is how we got here in Hwangya or whatever. I don't understand their lore, but I feel like they're trying to tell me, they're trying to tell the story, and the way that the song is made just adds to it, and it's still stuck in my head. It will be for years and years. Let's talk about debuts, because we had some pretty good ones. We had Mide, which I really like. We had Pixie, amazing, but I can deny that my favorite was Ponsonya by Purple Kiss. Ponsonya? Ponsonya? I don't know how to say that. Purple Kiss debut, that song. So great. They have been showing up for a while, ever since 2020, but this was their official debut, and it was so good because it was kind of like a dark, witchy vibe, but it wasn't just dark, it was charming, it was interesting, it was such a strong start, and I'm just so excited for everything that they have been done ever since and will be doing. Purple Kiss, they are so good. They are insane. They are the best debut of 2021, and I stand by that. I'm gonna talk more about other debuts in part 2, but I stand by Purple Kiss. They're amazing and they keep doing amazing. And now, speaking of solo debut, Spider by Hoshi. Let's discuss, shall we? I used to be a big fan of 17. I still like them a lot. I just say that because I don't follow them anymore as much as before. I always say that I lost track when I don't follow a group that I do like. At that time, like 2016, Adrian Ice and everything, people already had talks of a Hoshi solo debut. Ever since, I've always been very excited and curious to see what a Hoshi debut would sound like. Do you know when people wish that they could listen to a song for the first time again? I had a similar but different experience with Spider. I would actually forget that the song exists. Not because it's bad, not because it's forgettable, it's just I would. And then I would listen to it again and be like, oh, right, Hoshi did that. I would be impressed and shocked every time again. That went away, but it's still a pretty good song. I don't know how to explain, but I haven't seen a song and concept match so much in such an artistic way in a long time. It makes complete sense without being in your face. And that choreography is absolutely insane. That whole corridor thing, the thing that he does with the sets, it's so good. He's so good. And it's so interesting to like not only listen to the song but also watch the performances and like try to catch every little detail and catch in the air all of his inspirations and references, which he put a lot of it. Like, he's a big fan of Shiny and Taming, and I can definitely see that. Hoshi, the man you are! But if we're talking about songs that I did wish that I could listen again and experience again for the first time, and if you're my friend, if you follow me on Twitter, if you know the songs that I listen all the time, I'm so sorry for being so repetitive and talking about the song again. I was talking about the song today on Twitter, but Prism by The Boys. Y'all! When I first listened to the song, I felt like I was being launched into the stratosphere. You don't understand, I was levitating. It was like I was hit by a train straight into a different dimension. It was good. That song is good. It's so good. And you know what annoys me? You know what? And this is why you're probably seeing B-rolls of Breaking Dawn and not Prism on the screen. It's because it's a lost B-side in a Japanese album. Is there a problem with that? No. The only problem is that there's never gonna be a performance of that song. Ever. It hasn't had so far, so I just completely lost my hope. They barely even performed Breaking Dawn, but like, I think it deserves a choreography. This is a voguing song. This is a ballroom song. I can't believe that I'm being deprived of seeing Changmin voguing. Robbed. No, that's a crime. And speaking of crimes, I'm so good at segues. So good. One of the biggest crimes I've ever seen in reality TV was the fact that SF9 rarely got a good placing on Kingdom. Now, not gonna get too much into Kingdom. I was thinking about doing a video about it, so if you want to see that, comments and everything. I do have some opinions about it. I do like all the groups in Kingdom though, so don't even start. But like, I don't consider myself a fantasy. I'm like a average SF9 enjoyer. I started to like them even more because of Kingdom. I just listened to like 3 or 4 songs. Now or never. So good. Like, I went into Kingdom knowing all of groups, but mostly being a fan of the boys and Stray Kids. This is not exactly a biased opinion that I believe that they deserve better. And the best final song for that show was Believer by SF9. I just think that the song was the culmination of the style that they chose for the show. Everything that they have done so far converged completely and beautifully into Believer. It's elegant, but it's different and it's interesting and compelling. That synth, it's something else. It's just so damn addictive. In short, if you don't like the song, I don't like you. Okay, here's another song that I talked about. Tirelessly, incessantly, non-stop. Anyway, that's Libido by Only One Off. If you know me, you know that I did say for a long time that this was my #1 favorite song. And I still consider like top 5, top 3 maybe. I do think that Prism took over as the best song, but like title track wise, yeah, I think Libido took the cake. It's just so good. Yeah, it's the best title track of 2021. not open for debate. There's a certain level of like commitment and elegance that only one-off has to pull off this type of concept. It's not even a sexy concept, it's kind of like an erotic concept, maybe. And they delivered it with such art and grace. Like that music video, it's a movie. I'm gonna submit it to the Oscars. It's beautiful. It's well done. It never gets overdone, in my opinion. I know a lot of people that got scandalized by it, but in my opinion, it's not overdone. And like, yeah, there's some part of the choreography that are a little bit in your face, but I don't think that detracts from the song. I don't think there's anything out of place in that song, choreography or music video. And like, come on, the song is good. The song is so good. If you haven't listened to it yet, I highly recommend you do. I really love the bridge of the song. There's like this sweet vocals and then transition to like a distorted rap. And then the beat changes. It's so good and it's so satisfying. Brilliant, amazing, show-stopping, etc. Okay, if Libido is the best title track and Prism is the best Japanese B-side, the best B-side is The Realist by On and Off. I miss them very much. Not the point of this. Here's a tip. If you live in a big city like I do, listen to the song while you're driving or riding in a car or a bus or a train at night, looking at the buildings, looking at the lights. This is a main character song. Maybe it's the 80s rock kind of style, but it's also kind of contemporary indie rock. Yes, before you come at me, I am very bad at identifying music genres. How did you know? Maybe it's the lyrics too. It just has that vibe, that main character vibe, you know? Put that together with a sexy-ass choreography, beautiful stage costumes, and an actual genius transition to a different song, The Dreamer, and we got ourselves a masterpiece, which is very impressive because the entire album of CD of On and Off, which is the repackage, like all of that, it's amazing. The next group is the one that I know the least about, which is Elast. Wait, how do you say it? Elast. So it's Elast. The only thing I knew about them is that they debuted in 2020, and then I came across this song in the most random way. I asked a friend of mine which groups had really nice makeup, and then she showed me this, and I was hooked because the song was really good. And like, I really like their makeup, like the blue, the silver, but I was really impressed with how much I like the song. It has like this second generation vibe, which is really my thing. For someone who has been a K-pop stan for many years. There's something about like that growing, spacious beat right at the beginning of the song. And the rap at the second verse, it's just so interesting, so satisfying. It's like it's filling up the space. And like that bridge with only the piano and then the beat changes and brings it down. This is a good song, it's good. And the interesting thing is that after that, I did watch a few more Elasti songs, and I realized that they are very versatile with their concepts in a way that they don't really lose their identities, which is very interesting for a newer group. Keep an eye on them. Next up, we got Paranoia by Han Daniel. I really can't praise him enough for this song. He helped write the lyrics, so you can see how much of his mental struggles he put into that. You can feel it, and the song itself obviously matches it perfectly. This is an amazing, engaging, and kind of haunting song. It makes you so kind of uneasy, and it does while still being a very good pop song. Even the sound design or engineering, I don't know, again, I don't really know stuff, makes you feel disoriented, and he managed to put all of that emotion and depth into the song while still serving looks. He served looks, makeup, fashion, concept. He delivered everything. God, yes. Thank you for your service. You are amazing. Now, shall we tackle the retro trend in K-pop? I think it's divisive. I think that a lot of people are tired of it. I'm kind of in the middle on that because I do think that it's not gonna work every time, and it might be a little bit overused right now, but I've always liked retro sounds with shiny themselves for a long time ago, like Infinite. I used to have like an 80s kind of sounding playlist. I still have, but I did it like a long time ago. And though it is a very much prominent trend nowadays, I even do think that the trend is dying a little bit right now, just a little bit, or maybe moving to like a different retro decade or whatever. It's always been there. There's always like a group who likes to do like a little funk, a little synth pop. But yeah, nowadays, especially this past 2 years, we've been getting a lot of like disco and funk sounds. And yeah, it can get a little bit overplayed. So it's kind of difficult to stand out. So it's a good thing that we got One Us, because they're really good. So, Black Mirror, right? It is a funky disco song with an anti-drop, which is nothing new, but they make it work. They make it be new and interesting. There's something about One Us that they always make it interesting. They might use something that is kind of trendy, that is kind of the thing, that might be something you expect from K-pop, but the way they do it, it's always like, oh, okay. I am listening. Go ahead. They always have like their own unique flavor. They're all-rounders. They can do basically everything, so they always add that to the song. And all of that in very bedazzled outfits, showing some Michael Jackson references in a very tasteful way. This list wouldn't be complete, and it wouldn't be my list if we didn't talk about NCT. So let's talk about NCT. Let's talk specifically about NCT Dream. I know that a lot of people prefer Hello Future, and I do think that Hello Future is a genius song. It is a very good song. But I think that we got over Hot Sauce really fast. I mean, y'all got over Hot Sauce really fast. I did not. I'm still absolutely obsessed with Hot Sauce. It's gotten to the point that it became one of my favorite NCT Dream songs ever. My first and last level, you know? As you see, when I first listened to the song, I was like, this has a Latin vibe, this has a Brazilian vibe. And I remember that they talk about being influenced by Afrobeats, and like Brazilian funk and Afrobeats are like cousins. But the producers themselves are African and Latin. The song obviously got the Afrobeats and Latin music references. This could play here at the bar, at the corner, and nobody would bat an eye. And that's why I liked it so much. It is a good song, obviously. But there is that familiarity point. Really gets me here, you know? Like I said, familiarity doesn't make a song good. But luckily for us, this is a very good, fun, interesting song that I am forced by my own self to loop at least 4 times when I ever listen to it. I wrote this months ago, but it's still very true. Okay, another girl group, which are definitely lacking in this list now that I think about it. Let's talk about Cosmic Girls, Uchu Sonyeon the Black with Easy. That is what I like to call grown women music. This is not like a jab at recent girl groups, because I think everyone has their own distinct styles. I think they all have been working very well to make themselves noticed with things that go beyond like the little boxes of cute concept and girl crush. But I still think that because of their ages, there's a lack of grown women music, of sexy, mature women, things like After School we used to do, or Brown Eyed Girls, Night Muses. It's a very second generation thing that I kind of miss. Sister, EXID, Speak Up. Oh, I miss all of them. All of my favorite girl groups are already disbanded. It's interesting because Uju Sonyeon is a group that I also used to really like and kind of lost track. So I know that they matured a lot, or grown a lot in their concept. So I think it's interesting what they've been doing. But I didn't know that they had a new song unit. This is another very good, funky, retro sounding song. A lot more subdued and with a very good anti-drop. I love a good heist concept. I'm a big The Stiller fan, and I love it more when involved pretty women in suits. So yeah, thank you, Uju Sonyeon, for your services on the grown women community. Another girl group, Girls in the Park, Congo and Sonyeon. They are so good. They are so good. I'm not exactly like the biggest Girls in the Park enthusiast. Like, I don't know that much about them, but I love every single one of their title tracks. So when they released Like It Hot, I thought, yeah, this is the best Girls in the Park song that ever existed. And that was until they released I Can Breathe. I was caught off guard. This song is so good. It starts kind of vibey and soft, very much in the style of a lot of R&B, R&B songs, with almost like this atmospheric feel to it. Suddenly it becomes kind of aggressive and chilling, but in a way it's still being soft. I don't know how to explain, but I love it. The lyrics, absolutely terrifying. The stage outfits, so good. I kind of prefer them a lot more than in Like It Hot. And yeah, if you still don't know Congo Sonyo, GWS, and Girls in the Park, please do yourself a favor. Go listen to at least one song. Literally any song. They're very good. Trust me. Lastly, but certainly not least, we have Lilac by IU. IU is an artist that I'm like very aware of how amazing and iconic and famous she is, and at the same time I don't really follow her that much. But if there's something that IU always manages to do, it's pulling my heartstrings when it comes to songs about age. Every single time she gets me. She always manages to make a beautiful song with beautiful lyrics and make me very emotional. And it's kind of rare for me to get emotional about songs. Like, I have some emotional reactions to some songs, but it's usually just me like tearing up because I think a song is so good. It's not like a deeper emotional reaction. So Lilac is a song about the fact that she's turning 30 right now in Korean age, and IU is just 1 year older than me. The way she writes about her age and the things that she goes through, I always relate to it. And on top of that, Lilac is such a pretty song. It's a kind of a synth CD pop vibe song with such a light vibe and energy to it. Metaphor with the lilac flowers, beautiful. Yeah, everything about this song is just, it's very dear to my heart. Thank you, IU, but also how dare you. And those were the songs. I said 25, but I lied. It's 20. But I also lied because I have a bunch of honorable mentions that I'm gonna talk right now. So here are the other songs that I want to mention. You Made Me by Day 6, Drunk Days by Enhypen, Take Me Home by ATEEZ, Moonshot by Flying, I'm Not Cool by Hyuna, Get Away by Very Very, Ini Mini by Yuno, Paint the Town by Luna, Killa by Mide, Veronica by Onewee, Saved by NCT 127, Action Figure by Wavy, One by Astro, Bambi by Baekhyun, Light by Taemin, ASAP by Stacey, Loose by Wonho, Tail by Sunmi, Bother Me by Chungha, and I Know I Love You by Tomorrow by Together. And that's it, that's the end of the video. I've been wanting to do this for a while now, but y'all know that I'm a professional procrastinator. I hope these days are over, can't guarantee anything. So if you like this, please like, please consider subscribing. I'm gonna talk a lot about K-pop and media and entertainment. I also like to do makeup, and I'm thinking about doing a few video essays, so stay tuned. Please leave in the comments your favorites. Tell me songs you agree with. Tell me songs that I didn't mention. Give me suggestions, and I will leave a playlist. Like I said, playlist very important. And yeah, stay tuned for part 2 that I'm gonna be doing very quickly. But who knows? With me, anything is possible. But yeah, thank you for watching, and fix your posture. Okay. Bye.